am Laurie Duncan, and this is a REWD Group podcast. Tune in. Today's topic of conversation is bank loans. And can you buy a property with a bank loan? Well, the banks say that you can't. Maybe other people will say that you can. So can you? We at REWD Group have never used a bank loan, I don't think, to buy a property. But one thing that the banks will allow you to borrow money for, in terms of a bank loan, is home improvements. Yep. So, are you going to improve a home? Well, very simplistically, somebody asks me what I do. I say I improve some homes. And sometimes I improve them and I let them out. And sometimes I improve them and I sell them on. And am I lying by saying that I'm doing home improvements with a bank loan? No. It's maybe just not my home, right? But yeah, bank loans are just yet another method of finance. Yet another method. There are so many different methods of finance. And in fact, we'll be talking about them all on this REWD Group podcast channel. But a bank loan, pros and cons. Pros, you might get it secured against your house, depending on what kind of equity position you're in. The interest rate might be low if it's secured. Maybe like, I don't know, anything between, I don't know actually, bank loans, maybe like 2 to 5% APR, something like that. So relatively cheap money. If it's unsecured, however, then you might need to pay 10% or 10% plus APR. So the cost can be a bit higher. But the biggest kind of disadvantage, I would say, about bank loans, and it depends kind of what the situation is really with the deal you're analysing or whatever, but you know, you're going to need to factor in that repayment value, you know, month after month as soon as you acquire the property. So say you take out a 50 grand bank loan and you buy a property at say 40 grand and you know, you're doing a refurb on it at 5 grand and you're maybe going to keep it as a buy to let. But if you're in phase 1, you're going to need to wait 6 months, right? Or you potentially might wait 6 months. So if you're paying out, and I don't know, numbers off the top of my head, say about $1,000 a month. Is that right? Based over 4 years, roughly. About $1,000 a month. You're having to pay out $1,000 a month. And it might take you 3 months to do the project before you even get it let out. Then you wait another 3 months. And then, you know, you start the application process, because most of your lenders are going to insist that you've owned it for 6 months before you even apply to refinance it. So that's like a lot of money. So although you borrow 50, you're paying back like, you know, 4. So like the net, you know, it might be like, I don't know, 54 grand or something like that of a loan you've actually got, because you've had to factor in 6 of it over that first 6 months period. Make sense? I hope it does. So bank loans can be used for whatever you want to use it for, right? Whatever you tell the bank or the lender, whoever's giving you the money, is up to you, baby. But be aware that you're going to need to factor in this much larger, you know, kind of monthly repayment. Now, it might be the case that you're doing a flip, and say you're buying some for 40 grand and it's worth 80 grand, and you know, you chuck it straight back into the auction. Well, is a bank loan a decent way to finance that opportunity? Absolutely, because you might only own it for 2 months, and because you've got a 40 grand uplift, it's worth doing it, right? And because the other thing is as well, if you apply for a bank loan, you know, you usually get it like the next day, or you know, it's certainly very quick, couple of days. 7 days is a maximum, I would say. It usually takes a bank to get that money in your account. So once the money's in your account, you're ready to do deals, baby. And if you know that you've got a nice uplift like that, it could make sense to use a bank loan for that finance. But as I say, REWD Group, we've never done it. I can't remember any time we've done it anyway. We have done most other methods that you'll hear about on this podcast channel. But yeah, you know, given the right circumstances, we could look at a bank loan as a finance option. So anyway, hope you found that useful. If you have not subscribed, why not? Why not, man? Tell me, comment and tell me why you've not subscribed. Because you should. This should massively improve your property journey, man. So anyway, thank you for listening. Subscribe if you've not subscribed, and I cannot wait to catch up with you again soon. Cheers.